Are you about to retire? Don't do so until you answer these questions. First order of business is your income plan. How much do you need per month and how much can you spend per month? Those are two different answers. How much do you need? That's like your paycheck. And then how much can you spend? That's your play check. Also, when do you claim Social Security? There are so many different variations of when you can claim. All right, the next order of business is your tax plan. This is sometimes more important than investment returns, believe it or not. Did you know that all of us will pay up to 10 different taxes in retirement? And here's the secret, you don't have to. A lot of times you can substantially reduce or even legally eliminate some of the 10 taxes that we'll all be subjected to. One of them being IRMA, the Medicare surcharges. Also, you want to make sure your withdrawal order is optimized, meaning of all your retirement accounts, which ones do you pull from first, in what order, how much, etc., to make sure that they're tax optimized. And then also, this is something that not a lot of people consider, is the widow tax, meaning your tax situation is different while you're married filing jointly. That changes for a surviving widow. They're now a single filer, so will they be paying more taxes upon your death? You can arrange it to where when whoever predeceases who, they won't get stuck with widow tax. The next order of business is Medicare and long-term care. So you have to ask yourself, do you want the original Medicare or do you want Medicare Advantage? It's going to be very different for every household. So don't just do what your neighbor has done or what you think may be the right thing. Speak to an independent specialist about that. And then also, 7 out of 10 people in this country right now that reach age 65 will need some form of long-term care, whether that's in-home care, whether that's in a skilled facility, whatever it may be. And long-term care, as many of you know, is incredibly expensive. Now, there are very modern solutions these days, low cost. If you don't use it, you don't lose it. So make sure you have a plan within your overall portfolio for a long-term care solution. That's critically important. All right. The next item of business is your estate plan. Now, a lot of times when people see this word, they think of, oh, wealthy or high net worth, or I don't need one for whatever reason, or I'm just simple, I don't need a will or an estate plan. Well, your estate plan is all encompassing. It basically just means what happens when you pass or when you become incapacitated. So one, you definitely need a power of attorney, POA, at least a will. It's a very basic thing. Maybe you need a trust if you want your money to do specific things after passing, as well as a healthcare directive. These are simple things that you can put in place so you don't put added stress on friends and family. And the next item is your investment plan, right? Where your money is invested. Number one, the old adage, you don't want all your eggs in one basket. So is the money diversified? Also, retirement is a marathon, not a sprint, so you must have a plan to fight inflation. Also, do you have a crash plan? What do you do? Does your lifestyle change if we have another 2008 or another 2022 or what COVID did to the market? So you want to make sure you have a crash plan. Also, does your retirement nest egg provide dependable income in all market cycles? So even through 2008, you don't want to change your lifestyle because of what's going on in the broad economy. And this is possible, by the way. And how do we know? Well, you have to stress test your portfolio. So if you think your investment portfolio is rock solid, make sure it's stress tested so you're not surprised when the next downturn appears. And then finally down here, we have risk management. Do you have or need an umbrella policy? So if you like to host parties at your house, get-togethers, if you have toys like four-wheelers, boats, things like that, and you let family and friends use them, make sure you have an umbrella policy. This is going to cover you over and above your basic policy limits. It's incredibly cheap per million per year. It is stupidly cheap, so it's very unwise not to have it. And the insurance companies have what's called by law a duty to defend. So if you have several million in umbrella coverage, they will send their best lawyers on your behalf at no cost to you. So make sure you don't leave yourself out in the wind with liability that can erase all of your investment plan, all your nest egg through a stupid lawsuit from a boating accident or a four-wheeling mishap. And then do you need life coverage, either you or your spouse, so he or she can continue the retirement lifestyle that you both like upon your passing? So of course, this is not an exhaustive list, but these are really the main points that you want to make sure you answer before retiring. You can visit rrm.vegas. In fact, here I'll show you, follow me. I'll show you a couple things that you can download for free on the website. We have our budget worksheet. You want to make sure your budget is going to be rock solid of what you spend per month. You can get that free. We also have a retirement income checklist. This is even more exhaustive. Again, all free at rrm.vegas. We'll see you next time.